Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone. If I am audible to everybody present in the meeting and there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know, guys. No issues whatsoever, right, guys? Okay, great. So just a quick revision, guys. What have we studied in our yesterday's class? Could you guys let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? We started with our code, right? We printed our board. We saw how to take an input from our user and put it up right over there. We learned about range function. We learned about for loops in Python as well. So all that we did, we created three functions. Great, guys. One for const board, another for user one and user two. Amazing, Naman Kumar. So did you guys try to code that yourself? Please let me know. Did you try to code that yourself, guys? Please let me know. Did you try it out yesterday? Did you guys try to code it out yesterday, guys, yourself? Please let me know. See, guys, try to understand one thing. No matter how much I teach you guys, no matter what I do for you guys, if you guys are not practicing what I'm teaching right over there, it is of no use to you. Okay? Please try to understand this. This is not something that I'm trying to decredit you or something like that. But if you guys are not practicing what I'm teaching right over there, okay, if you're not writing the code, okay, then that particular case you will not be able to understand anything, guys. It is of literally of no use to you. Please make sure that you guys are actually practicing what I'm teaching. Are you guys able to understand this? Make sure whatever we are learning you are able to practice that, guys. Okay, that is what is going to make you guys better programmers. Nothing else, guys. Nothing else. Please do not try to the thing that I'm trying to decredit you, or I'm trying to like minimize what you're learning right over here. I just want you guys to understand this fact that the more that you code, the better you would be able to become at it. Okay. Great, guys. Awesome. So let's continue with our coding today as well, guys. Let me open up your code on my sorry on your chat on my screen, guys. So let me put up your chat on my screen, and let me open up Google Colab on the right hand side of my screen itself, guys. And I'm able to see both of them parallelly. Why is my Colab not working? Not loaded up properly. Rekha, so the yesterday's attendance, I got to know that it was not working for many of you guys. I promised you guys that I'll be sending the attendance on the WhatsApp groups that you guys have joined yesterday. I will definitely be sending that today itself. I forgot to do it in the morning. I was actually busy with something. So tonight I will be sharing it. So you don't have to worry about it, guys. Okay. So these are things that we did coded yesterday. Today we'll be looking at another set of codes for us, guys. The first thing that we have to do is find to understand when is a particular person winning. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? We need to understand when is a particular person winning, right? Ritesh, if I am a fool, then you are a bigger fool than me, then you will not be able to get the attendance link. I'm very sorry. Talking in this particular format itself is not going to get you guys the attendance, right? Uh, there's two type of fools that exist. wanted a particular person who is earning 90 lakhs per year, working as a full stack web developer, being in the industry for the past 3 to 4 years itself, and the other fool is there, Litesh B, who is currently present in the college itself and who is not earning anything, who doesn't know any skills itself, right? So think about it, who is a better fool? Okay, no issues in that. So Litesh V, thank you so much for being in the bootcamp at this particular point of time. It will be better if you're not there in the bootcamp itself. I'll send the links for the WhatsApp groups one more time itself, guys, to you guys right now itself. Give me a second if it's possible. Okay, let me check where I have the WhatsApp groups links. I will send you guys the links once again. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me see which group has less number of participants that are there, and I will send you guys the link for the groups right now itself. You guys can join that particular group for those who haven't joined yesterday. Okay. For those who have already joined, you don't have to join the group once again, guys. I'm just sending you guys the same itself. Oh, what is this? Eh? It's fine. Okay, let me find out where is the links. I think so. This is the link for day 2. If I am if group 2, yes. I'll send you guys the link to the WhatsApp group. Those who have not yet joined the WhatsApp group, you guys can join using this particular link itself. There's no issues in that. Right, you guys the link right over here in the live chat. This is the link, guys. I have provided you guys with the WhatsApp group. Those guys who are not yet in the group, you guys can join the group from right over here itself. Okay, I provided you guys with another group itself, group 2. You guys can join from this particular group. I've also pinned up the link in the live chat itself, guys. Okay. Anushka, I will be sending the same link once again. Okay, I'll be checking the link. I'll be making sure that it works. So you don't have to fill it once again. Okay. Okay. So shall we start with our today's class, guys? Okay. Shall we start with our today's class? Please let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. We need to code at least one function today, right? Let's start out with that, right? Okay, great, guys. So we need to understand some of the common aspects that are there, guys. So the next function that we are going to code, that will analyze the board for us, that will analyze the playing board for us, and it will let us know that whether we have any of the player has won or not. It's a very important thing, right? Every time you will have to check whether a particular person has won or not itself, right, guys? So try to understand this. How is somebody going to win a particular game of cross and zero? He needs to get 3 x's or 3 O's at the same row or in the diagonal itself. So it can be like this or this. I'll make it with different colors itself that you guys are easily able to understand. This is one of the cases. Then this is the next particular case. Then this is the next particular case itself, right, guys? Then you are having another case in which you will be having it something like this, right? So in the horizontal format as well. The next particular case will be in the diagonal format as well, right, guys? The diagonals can also win, right? So we'll have to use it on the diagonals as well, right? So this is one of the diagonals, and the last particular diagonal that will be there will be something like this itself, right, guys? So these are the multiple methods in which we can get somebody to win. It can be x's or zeros as well, right? It can be x's or zeros as well, right, guys? So we need a function that is going to analyze the board for us and let us know if somebody has won or not. Okay, and who has won as well. That is also a very important point, right? That if somebody has won or not, and who has won right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So to do that, we are going to create a very simple function. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to write down all the different methods in which somebody can win. So what are the different, so if I am having these indexes, okay, if I'm having an indexes right over here, so this is the board, right? This is the board, and I'm placing the indexes of each of these numbers for the board list that we saw yesterday. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? These are the numbers, these are the indexes of the list that I'm representing it and the format of a board itself. So can we create, what are the different like what are the different numbers that we have to check, right? We have to check for 0, 1 and 2, right? The first row that we have to check, all these are the same or not. The next row that we have to check is for 3, 4 and 5. This is the next row that we have to check, right guys? Next row that we have to check is 6, 7 and 8. This is the next row that we have to check, right? We have to check if all the x's or zeros present at these indexes are the same or not. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. The next thing that we have to do is we have to check for the columns as well, right? So it will be 0 comma 3 comma 6. This is the column that we have to check. We have to check for 1 comma 4 comma 7. This is the column that we have to check. We have to check for 2 comma 5 comma 8. This is another column that we have to check right over there, right? Along with that, we have to check the diagonals as well. Okay, we have to check the diagonals as well, right? There are two diagonals that we will have to check, that is 0 comma 4 comma 8. That is the first diagonal that we have to check, and the second diagonal, that is 2 comma 4 comma 6. This is the second diagonal that we have to check. So these are all the things, that all the indexes that we have to check, that are these indexes having the same numbers or not, and those numbers should be either -1 or +1, right? All these indexes should have, all of them should have -1, or all of them should have +1. Only then somebody has 1, right? And it shouldn't be 0. It shouldn't be 0, guys. If all the indexes are 0, then that means nobody has put up their x or 0 right over there, right? Are you guys able to understand this? It should be either -1 or +1, all of them together. Okay, if there is 0, then we can't join that, right? We cannot join that, right guys? Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Great, awesome. So we need to write a particular code that is going to check whether all of these, okay, all of these are either -1 or +1 together. They should be the same itself. It shouldn't be different, and it shouldn't be 0, guys. It shouldn't be 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list of lists. Okay, I'm going to create a list of lists, guys. So what is that? Oh, okay, yesterday we saw a list that contained numbers, right? It was a list of numbers itself, right guys? Please let me know. Yesterday what I saw was, yesterday what we created was a list of numbers right over there. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Now what you're going to do is, we are going to create a list that are going to, so each of these are individually one list itself, right? Each of these are a one list itself, right guys? Each of them are one list itself. I'm going to create a list that is going to contain all this as their numbers. Instead of numbers, think of them as individual lists that are there inside of another bigger list itself. Think of them as individual lists that are present inside of a bigger list. Okay, so all, instead of numbers, I'm putting up these smaller lists that are there inside of a bigger list. Okay, so let us try to create that. Let us go back. Let us try to create that in code. You guys will be easily able to understand this. We'll create another function. We'll call it as dev analyze, analyze, board, and we'll take up the function as board itself, guys, right? And then we'll put up a semicolon at the end, and we'll create another list. We'll call it as cb. Okay, that is cb. Okay, champion board. Okay, I'm just naming it as champion board itself, in which somebody is already winning. I'm going to create a list that's going to have individual lists inside of it. Okay, each of these brackets, smaller brackets that you are able to see, are individual lists inside of it, guys. Individual lists inside of it. each of the elements present inside of the list are lists themselves. If the elements present inside of the lists are lists themselves, guys. Okay. So let us put it up right over there, guys. We'll put up 0, comma 1, comma 2. Okay. Then we are having 3, comma 4, comma 5. We are having 6, comma 7, comma 8. Right. The next we will be having will be the row columns itself. Right. So 0, comma 3, comma 6, that is the first column that we are having, and then we'll be creating more columns itself, right? So the next column will be 1, comma 4, comma 7. These are the same things that we have just studied right over there, guys, just previously itself. And then we are having 2, comma 5, comma 8. That is the last particular column that we are having, right? And then 2 more we want to have for the diagonals as well, right? So for the first particular diagonal, we are going to have 0, comma 4, comma 8, right? And then we are having 2, comma 4, comma 6. 2, comma 4, comma 6 itself. That will be our CV. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So this is def, guys. This is def. Okay, that is how we always put a colon right over there, guys. That we always put a colon right over there, guys. After def, we always put a colon right over there, guys. Right? So CB, and we have created a bigger list that contains these smaller lists inside of it that we can easily then utilize it, guys. We can easily then utilize it. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go over the board. Okay, we are going to go over the board and we are going to check for each of these 8 lists itself, guys. Okay, think about it in such a way. What do we need to check? We need to check if board, okay, so this bigger list is called as CB, guys. This bigger list is called as CB, right, guys? This bigger list is called as CB, right, guys? So how to access the first particular list out of CB? So CB and then 1 or 0 will give us the first list. This will give us 0, comma 1, comma 2, right? That is the first item present in the list. CB0 will give us the first item present in the CB list, that is 0, comma 1, comma 2, right, guys? 0, comma 1, comma 2, right, guys? Please let me know. Then we can, if we want to get the first element out of this list itself, okay, then we have to put up 0 right over here. That will give us, so this will give us the first element of our element, that is 0. CB0 refers to this particular list. This is the name of this list itself. I'm putting up another bracket with 0 inside of it will give us the first element of that list, that is 0, guys. The 0th index of that small list will be able to get 0 right over there. Right? So what we are going to do right now is that we are going to go back. We are going to create a for loop. Okay, we are going to create a for loop right over here, guys. For I in range 0, comma 8. Okay, for I in range 0, comma 8 itself, I'm going to go over if, okay, if board, inside of the board, I'm having an index of CB, I and 0. So what will this give me, guys? Okay, can you guys let me know what will this give me? What will this give me if the value of I is 0, guys? So I will change its value from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So what will give me, what will this give me as a value, guys, for I is equals to 0? Can you guys think about it? Make sure that you guys are able to think about it in a smaller manner itself. First, CBI. Okay, CB0. Okay, what is CB0? CB0 is this. From this, I'm taking up the 0th index. Okay, I'm taking up the 0th index. That is 0 itself. That is 0 as the value. So this will get converted into board 0. Okay, this will get converted into board 0. What do I need to check it up with? I need to check it up with, is it not equal to 0? First of all, we need to check that, right? The first thing that we need to check it, that it should not be equal to 0, right? So check if it is not equal to 0. Okay, that is the first thing that we are going to check. That the value at board 0 should not be 0. It should be either 1 or -1 itself, right? And board, we'll take it up on the next particular line itself so that it looks much more clear. Board CBI 0 should be equal to CBI 1 and CBI zero should be equal to board. Why the fuck is it not? CBI 2. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. What I'm checking right over here is that for every list I've made right over here, I'm checking if on the board of that particular index, are they all the same, as well as it should not be equal to 0. That means the person has 1, right? That means somebody has 1 right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? That means somebody has 1 right over there, right guys? Next, we are going to put up a colon. If somebody has 1 right over there, what to do? Okay, if somebody has 1 right over there, what to do? We will return, okay, we'll return BOARD board CB I, and we can return anything that is there. Okay, we just need to return who has won. We'll just return CB board I0. Who has won the game? Is it 1? Is it +1? Or is it -1? If these conditions are met, that means somebody has won the game, right? Somebody has won the game. In that case, we will return who has won the game. Okay, we'll return the answer that, okay, person 1 has won the game, X has won the game, or 0 has won the game itself. That is the value that is present on the board list. Now, for those guys who haven't revised yesterday's class, for those guys who haven't coded yesterday's class, you will not be able to understand what I'm speaking right now. I'm giving you a guarantee right over here that if you have not coded what I have taught you guys yesterday, then you will not be able to understand what we are doing right over here. I'm giving you guys a guarantee of that. You will not be able to understand what we are coding right over here, guys. That is a written guarantee from my end. So if you have not coded yesterday's code, please do not ask me what we are doing right over here. Okay. The next thing that we have to do is, if in the case that this for loop does not work, okay, nobody has won. Okay, this for loop doesn't work. Nobody has won up till this particular point of time, right? In that particular case, we'll return 0. That is, neither X nor O has won the game. Nobody has won the game up till this particular point of time itself. So what we are doing right over here, many of you guys are still not able to understand it. What we're doing right over here is we are checking for on the board. Okay, we want to check for 0, board when the board at the index 0, board at the index 1, board at the index 2 are the same or not. Okay, they should be the same and they should not be equivalent to 0. Okay, board at the index 0, board at the index 1, board at the index 2 should be the same. It should either be all ones or it should all be negative ones itself. It should not be 0. So CBI0 is giving us the first index, is giving us this particular index itself. It's giving us 0 as the index. Okay, so CBI, the value of I is 0. That is the first particular element inside of CB. Inside of that, we want to select the first item out of the first element out of CB, that is 0. Okay, so board at 0 should not be equal to 0. The board value of board at 0 should not be equal to 0. That's the first thing that we are checking. That if it is equal to 0, there's no like use of checking it up, right? The second particular thing that we are checking is board present, the value of board present at CBI0, that is from the first element, the first particular letter, that is 0 itself, should be equivalent to board from the first particular element, that is zeroth element of CB, that is the first particular list 0, comma 1, comma 2. We're checking up at the first particular index as well, that is 1. Okay, so board value present at 0 should be equal at the board present at the first particular index. And similarly, the board present at 0 should also be equal to the board present at the second particular index as well. And that is how we are checking for all the rows, all the columns, because the CB has the indexes that we have to check for all columns, as the indexes that we have to check for all diagonals as well. That is why we are going through a for loop from 0 to 8 of CB and checking up each of this list, checking up whether all of them are the same or not, and if they are equivalent to 1 or minus 1. If it is equivalent to 1, we are returning 1, that okay, this is the person who has won the game. If it is equivalent to minus 1, we are returning that minus 1, that is our X has won the game itself. Otherwise, we will be returning a 0 at the end. That is outside the for loop, guys. Please do keep it in mind that it is outside the for loop. Okay, that nobody has won right now. We will this is the one. So nobody has won. It is 0 itself. Let us run this. Let us try to run this, guys. Let us try to make sure that it is working properly or not. Why are we returning 0? But because in the case that nobody is winning, in the case that nobody is winning, not 1, not minus 1, what you should still tell the person that okay, nobody has won. That is the reason why we are returning 0 right over there, that nobody has won, not 1, not minus 1. There's just two games right over there, right? Now we'll be running this, and then we'll be using this particular code itself, guys, the analyze board. So analyze board, and we'll provide it with a new board itself in which somebody has won. So let us check it out, guys. So we'll put a 1 comma, let us put it out 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma, let us put a 1 right over here, 1 comma minus 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma 0 comma minus 1. So this is the board that I've created right over here. 1 1 0 0 1 minus 1 0 1 0 minus 1. Okay, let us draw it out. The new board that I've created right over here, guys. 1 comma 0 comma 0 1 comma minus 1 comma 0 and 1 comma 0 comma minus 1. This is the new board that we have developed right over here. Okay, and we'll check it out as well. So 1 basically means 0. Okay, then we are having nothing, nothing, and then we are having your 0 once again, then X, then nothing. We are having 0 once again, then nothing, and then X. We are able to see that 0 has 1 right over here, right? 0 has 1 right over here. Okay, so let us do that. Let us put it up right over here, guys, and let us run this. Let us see if we are able to get something on our screens. As you're able to see, we are getting the answer back as 1, that 0 has won the game. As you're able to see, we are able to see that 0 has won the game itself. So right over here in this particular case, 0 has won, but if I make it minus 1 comma minus 1 comma 1 comma minus 1 comma 1, in that particular case it will be returning to me minus 1, that is minus 1 has won the game. If nobody has won the game itself, if I remove this and I put 0 right over here, that means nobody has won the game. It is returning to me 0. It is checking all the cases, all the possible cases itself in which somebody has won or not. Okay, it is checking all the possible cases in which somebody has won or not, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If you're not coding it up, guys, if you're not coding it up today, you will not be able to understand it. No matter how much you try, how much efforts you put up right over there, you will not be able to understand it, guys. You have to code, guys. You have to code. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand it, guys. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Ooh, what? Okay. Now there are three functions that are still remaining for us to code. Two of those functions make up the AI that we have to code, guys. Okay, and one of the functions is the main function that runs the entire program. Okay, so there are three functions that are still left for us to code. We have coded how to make sure that if somebody has won or not. We have coded how to take in inputs from the user for their own chances. We have coded how to print the board after every single chance itself. Right now only we have to code the main function that runs all these codes and the AI that is there. Okay, so we'll start out with the main function, guys. So def main, this is the main function that we are coding right over here. This is basically running the entire code, guys. This is the main function that will be running the entire code itself, guys. So let us do that. First, we'll be asking whether he wants to play a single player game or a multiplayer game, right? We have to first ask whether he wants to play a single player game or a multiplayer game itself, guys. So CHOICE choice is equals to input, enter 1 for single PLAYER player, 2 for multi-PLAYER player, right? So the first thing that we'll be asking him whether he wants to play as a single player game or a multiplayer game itself. That's the choice. Now this choice will be coming us as a string. We have to convert it into an integer itself. CHOIC choice int and CHOIC choice. We have to convert it into integer as well. Next thing that we have to do is we have to create our empty board. Okay, we have to create our empty board itself, right? So what is happening right over here? Did I make some error? Statements must be separated by, okay, I have not put up the equal to sign. I'm so sorry. I have not put up the equal to sign right over there. Okay, now we have to create the board itself, guys, an empty board that we will be using as of this particular point of time, right? So let's create our empty board right now. Create the empty board, it's very simple. We'll just use board board. We'll create a variable. We'll put up our empty board 0 comma 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 0. That should be 9 zeros. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So these are 9 zeros that are there, guys. Next we'll be writing if CHOIC choice is equals to 1. That means he wants to play as a single player itself, right? He has to play as a single player. So we'll print COMPUTER computer 0 versus you. You have to tell na that which particular character are you. Okay, you will be X. Okay, as simple as that, guys. Next particular thing that we have to take it is that whether you want to play first or you want to play second, right? Whether you want to play first or we want to play second itself. So we'll put up player, sorry, player is equals to input enter to play first or second. And then we'll convert it into an integer itself, guys. So will be player equals to int player. Just to convert it into an integer itself. For I in range 0 comma 9, if analyze board is not equal to 0, that means somebody has won, right? If analyze board is not equal to 0, in that case somebody has won right over there, right, guys? In the case that analyze board is not equal to 0, that means that somebody has won, right guys? Please let me know. Yes. So we'll just end the loop right over here. We'll come out of the loop. Okay. We'll end the for loop right over here. To end the for loop, we just have to write break. Okay. That will end the for loop right over here itself, because we don't have to continue the game. We have ended. We have somebody has won right over there. So we'll just break out of the for loop. Okay. If the next if statement that we are going to check is that I plus player percentage 2 is equals to 0. Okay, that means it is the computer's turn, right? In the case wherein the current range, okay, the current range that is there plus the player, whether he has chosen to participate the first time or the second time, percentage 2 is equals to 0, that it is divisible by 2, that is it is the second turn itself. In that particular case, that is the computer's turn, right? That will be the computer's turn itself, right guys? Please let me know. Great. So you will put up that it is the computer's turn. Okay, so there will be a function that will be creating for the computer's turn. Right now I'm just naming it as comp turn. We'll be creating a function that will be the computer's turn. So that is the AI's turn. So we'll be creating it that separately. So BOARD board will, we have not yet created it. We'll create it separately itself, guys. Else we'll first print the board so that the person is able to see. Okay, the person is able to see whether it is working fine or not. So const board, const board, that is the name of the thing that we used, board board, to print the board for us so that the user is able to see what is the current scenario of the board, right? And then user one turn. To take in the user input, okay, because it is the user's turn itself. If I plus player percentage 2 is equals to z is equals to 0, I want you guys to understand what this is, guys. I want you guys to understand this, and if you want to understand it, take up examples, take up one right over here, take up two right over here, run this particular for loop on your mind itself. So for example, I is equals to 0, that is the first particular step that is there. Who will be playing it? I chose 1, then in that case who will be playing it? I chose 2, who will be playing it? Run that, you will be able to see that it is working absolutely well. Okay, next thing that we have to do is, if the choice is not 1, if the choice is 2, if it is a multiplayer game, this was choice 1, a single player game, you want to play against the computer, you want to play against the AI itself. Else, in the second particular case, if he doesn't choose 1, he chooses 2 right over there, in that case, for I in range 0, 9, we have to do, first check if everything is working fine or not, if somebody has already won or not. Okay, so that will be if analyse analyze, sorry, ze analyze board board. If there's any spelling mistakes, please do let me know. Okay, because I make a lot of spelling mistakes. board board is not equal to 0, that means somebody has won. In that case, we have to break. Okay, we have to break out of the for loop. Nishant Wale, if you have visited yesterday's class, you would know what is user one turn method. In yesterday's class, we have coded the entire thing. That is the reason why I'm saying it to you guys. If you are after the class, if you are not coding what I've already coded in that particular class, you will not be able to understand what is happening in the next class. Okay? Great. So the next thing that we have to check is else if I percentage 2 equal to 0. Put it up inside of a parenthesis or something. It is working fine. Copy it from right over here. else user to turn. Okay, because if it is percentage 2 is equals to 0, that means it is the user 1's turn. Otherwise, it will be the user's 2 turns itself. Okay, because we are using a multi person, we are multiplayer, we are playing against another human itself, right? So that is the reason why in both of them we are not using any type of computer one, we are using just the user one itself. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know. I'm explaining every single line of code, guys. I'm explaining every single line of code. If you guys haven't, see, again and again, I'm explaining it to you guys. If you have coded everything yourself, whatever I've taught in our yesterday's class, you will be able to understand what I'm doing in today's class. If you have not coded everything that I've coded in yesterday's class, you're coming to this class directly by listening to me, or even if forgetting as well what you have done in yesterday's class, you will not be able to understand the class at all, guys. I'm letting you guys know right now. In tomorrow's class, we'll be coding the AI. In tomorrow's class, we'll be coding the AI. If in tomorrow's class you are coming to the class without actually coding all this stuff on your own, then you are not going to understand anything in our tomorrow's class. I'm telling you guys right now itself. Please do not turn up in tomorrow's class without coding everything that we have coded into yesterday's and today's class. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand anything that we have done up till this point of time. Now, after completing both the cases in which whether the person has chosen single player or multiplayer itself, will create a variable x. Okay, x is equals to lyze analyze board and the current state of the board. Okay, to finally check if somebody has won or not. If nobody has won, then the value of x will be 0, right? If nobody has won the game, in that case, the value of x will be 0 because nobody has won. So 0 will be the value that we'll be having, right, guys? Zero will be the value, right, guys? We'll check up a const board itself, guys. We'll print up the final state of the board and we'll print draw. Okay, because draw has happened, right? If nobody has won, in that case, draw has happened, right, guys? So we'll print draw right over there, guys. Okay, we'll print draw right over there. If in the case -1 happens, if x is equals to -1, that means that the x has won. Okay, x has won, right, guys? We'll be printing again const board, that is the current state of the board, to show that we are right. We'll print player x wins. Okay, o LWOSES loses. Okay, in a similar manner, if in the case that if x is equals to 1, right, in that particular case we have to print the exact opposite of this, that is the player o wins and x loses, right? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So this is our main code, guys, that is going to run the entire code for us. This is our main code that is going to run the entire code for us. Now the only thing that is left to code is the AI. Now the only thing that is left to code is the AI, guys. That is computer's turn. What happens when we give the chance to the computer? That is the only thing that is left for us to work out on. That is something that we will be doing tomorrow itself, right? So that will be the last day of our class, guys. That will be the last day of our class, wherein we'll be learning how to code the AI. In this really class, we have coded everything. We have coded the entire game. Okay, we have coded the analyzing part of the game, who is winning the game, how the game is going to be played itself, multiplayer, single player, everything we have coded up till this point of time. The only thing that is left is now is the computer's turn. That is the AI that we have to print, guys. And as you are able to see, that will be somewhere around, I think so, I think so 30 or 33 lines of code that we have to write tomorrow. Okay, just 30 to 33 lines of code that we have to write tomorrow, and we'll be done by creating our AI against which we are able to play the entire game. Okay, against which we'll be able to play our entire game itself. So I'll be giving you guys the attendance thing for today, right now, for today. For tomorrow, for yesterday's attendance link, I'll be sending the attendance link on the WhatsApp groups itself. Okay, I'll be sending the attendance link for yesterday on the WhatsApp groups. And for today, I will be sharing the attendance link right now itself, guys. Okay. Yesterday's attendance link, I'll be sharing it with you guys on the WhatsApp groups itself. The WhatsApp group link I've provided in the live chat. The two WhatsApp groups were there, guys. You have to join only one of them. Do not join both of the WhatsApp groups. Okay, join just one of the WhatsApp groups. On the WhatsApp group, after the end of the bootcamp, we'll be conducting some career counseling sessions as well, wherein whatever questions or queries that you guys are having related to your own careers, you can ask that. If you're participating in the career counseling session, you will also be provided a certificate of from Amazon as well. Amazon is one of our hiring partners. So if you're joining the WhatsApp group and participating in the career counseling session, you will be given a certificate from Amazon as well, along with the Google, Microsoft, and DevTown certificates that you're going to get from this particular bootcamp itself, guys. So let me first send the yesterday's attendance to myself. And I will be sharing today's attendance right now. The attendance link will be closed in 5 minutes, guys. We'll have 5 minutes to fill out the attendance. Okay. So I'm providing you guys with the attendance link right now in the live chat. You have 5 minutes to fill out your attendance, guys. Okay. This is today's attendance link. Please start filling up the attendance link, guys. Let me just check if the attendance link is working or not. So yeah, I think so. It is working. Please fill up today's attendance link. Yesterday's attendance link, I will be changing it to on the WhatsApp group itself. I will send it to the WhatsApp group. Send yesterday's attendance link to the WhatsApp group itself, guys. So why is in choice 2? Why didn't we add player 2I? Try it out. Anika Azhar. Try it out. Why didn't we add the player 2 right over there? Try it out and let me know. हेलो आप कहाँ पहुँचे हैं भैया? ओके मैं नीचे आ रहा हूँ 2 मिनट.